Hi everyone, today I'm going to review the iPhone 13. In this video, I will talk mostly about user experience. This is not a technical review, so I will not be showing you camera tests, benchmarks, and I will try not to talk too much about specifications, which you can find on Apple's website. So here on the table, I have three iPhones. This is the iPhone 13 mini, this is the iPhone 13, and this is the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So the main reason to go for the iPhone mini obviously is for the portability. This is very compact, it's quite lightweight, it's just 140 grams. You can use this very easily in one hand. The thing is, you can use the iPhone 13 very easily in one hand as well. The screen is 5.4 inches, this is 6.1 inches. I actually bought this for my wife because it looks cute, and after seeing her use this for a month, I realized I made the wrong decision. She uses her phone a lot, so if you use your phone a lot, I recommend you get a larger display because it's just a better user experience. And also with a larger display, you get to see more content. For example, on the larger iPhones, there is more resolution, so you get to see more content, slightly more content. So here, for example, you get to see one movie or show, but here you can see 1 plus 2 on the side. And also the phone is taller, so you get more vertical pixels, and you can see at the bottom here, I see extra content here, whereas here it's just cropped off. The other thing to note is the typing experience. With time, you will be able to get used to typing on a small keyboard, but it's just so much easier to type on a larger keyboard, as in it's more difficult to make typing mistakes. So the bottom line for this too is, if you use your phone a lot, I recommend you go with a larger display because you are going to get a better user experience due to the larger display. If you want to force yourself to use your phone less, go for the smaller phone. Personally, for me, I don't like this size. It's cute, yes, but everything is smaller. The icons, the text is smaller, and watching videos is not as enjoyable because of the smaller screen. I would use less of this phone if I actually am using this phone. And that could be good because I can spend my time doing other things rather than be on the phone. The storage in iPhone 13 mini and iPhone 13 is now 128 gigs. That's an increase from 64 gigs with the previous model. So 128 gigs is probably sufficient for most people. If you do take a lot of photos and especially videos, then go for more storage. The other thing I want to talk about is battery life. Battery life for the iPhone 13 is actually quite good. For the 13 mini, you get 8 to 9 hours depending on your usage. For the iPhone 13, you get 11 to 12 hours, which is quite amazing. 11 to 12 hours is quite similar to the iPhone 12 Pro Max from last year, which has a much larger battery capacity. Unless you use this phone for 10, 11, 12 hours a day, it's very difficult to drain the battery for this phone. You can easily get 1.5 days of use with this phone. The less often you have to charge the battery, the fewer battery cycles you will have, and the longer your battery will last. I may be lucky here. This iPhone 12 Pro Max is about a year old and the battery health is still at 100%, and the main reason why it still has good battery health is because I don't have to charge this phone as often because the battery health or battery capacity is good. It's huge. And also I turned on optimized battery charging, which will charge the phone's battery up to 80% or more when needed. And 80% of a huge battery will still give you a good amount of battery life, whereas 80% of a lower battery capacity is not going to give you that long battery life. So that's the other reason why I recommend you get the iPhone 13 rather than iPhone 13 mini. The main selling point of the Pro model to me would be the extra telephoto lens. If you don't need that telephoto, you can save a lot of money by going with the non-Pro model. And also between the Pro and the Pro Max, highly recommend you go with the Pro because the Pro Max is really heavy. This year it's about 240 grams, which is heavy, all right? So I didn't know how heavy this is until I have a smaller iPhone to compare. And this really feels very much like a tablet, a mini tablet to me, whereas this 6.1-inch phone here feels more like a phone. If you are thinking of upgrading from the iPhone 12 to the iPhone 13, you just have to ask yourself this question: can iPhone 13 do anything that the iPhone 12 cannot? And if you are thinking of upgrading because your battery on the iPhone 12 or iPhone 11 is quite bad, then just upgrade the battery. It's going to save you a lot more money compared to buying a new phone to do exactly the same thing. My main complaint for the iPhone is this ancient lightning port that you still find on their most advanced iPhone. If you record a lot of videos, transferring those huge video files using AirDrop is a torturous experience. And when you transfer those videos using cable, you're going to get USB 2 speeds. It's also a torturous experience. Between iPhone and Android phone, you are going to get more value for your money if you go with Android phones because they are more affordable and you can get more features, better specifications. So for example, on the iPhone, this notch is huge. Here the punch hole camera is small. There is fingerprint unlock, and with this phone, the Samsung Note 20, there is stylus support. There is USB-C port here, which allows you to use the phone as an external storage for file transfer with speeds up to USB 3. And you can connect an external monitor to this phone. There is better file management system. There is fast charging for the battery. There are a lot of features you cannot find on the iPhone. Many will say you are not going to get that many OS updates with Android. That's true, but not getting those OS updates doesn't mean that your phone is going to stop working. So the main reason why I went with the iPhone a few years ago is because the video recording capabilities back then is actually much better compared to Android. But nowadays, in 2021, the flagship Android phones have very good video recording capabilities as well. I purchased an iPhone for my wife not because she takes a lot of photos or videos, but because the iCloud backup to me is actually a selling point. It would actually back up the whole phone, whereas the backup system for Android, I find that they usually don't back up like every single thing. So those are my thoughts on the iPhone 13, and after this video I will sell away the iPhone 13 mini. Thankfully I bought this with some pre-order discount, and iPhones can hold their value quite well, so I am not going to make a loss by selling this. And after that I will pass this phone to my wife and continue to use this 12 Pro Max since it's still working fine.